Aloha, it's your boy Neglected Gundam, and today we will be looking at the high-grade Gouf Tiger of Asia. Now today's going to be a little bit longer of a video, as we were going over the main colors of the suit and how I achieved it, and since that is the bread and butter of this build, it should be worth it. So without further ado, let's get started!
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret.
This is how you put on tiger stripes, and this is the first time I'm doing this, so just come with me on this journey. But I have my source here. The reason for this is I've looked up many pictures of tigers, and each one has the stripes, but each one is different, so it's like a fingerprint on a tiger. They're all different. These stripes look the best, so I'm using that as my reference picture. And this is what I have so far, and I'm doing them exactly the same. However, the tape works out a little bit differently every time, so it's not exactly the same. It's going to be the same striping, but the stripes are going to be a little different. And just like every tiger, it's going to be different and unique to them. I made this design and cut that out, and I think I cut it here and here. That way I could place them where I needed to and overlap.
So one of the first things that I realized with this build right away is that I need to draw these templates out on this piece of tape in a very artistic way. So yes, they do come from reference pictures. However, I needed to make sure that everything looks aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and that everything is going to be well spaced, the right angle, the right shape. The shape is interesting to look at. It's not ugly, it's not intrusive. So there's a lot going on in my mind of how I wanted the tape to play out. So I have a big job ahead of me. To help me combat that, I had a lot of pictures of different tigers from different angles, and it really helped me get a sense of how the stripes were laid out on the tiger's body. Another thing that really helped me was the black base coat and then the yellow striping. So it was really easy to see where the stripes were laid out, what they looked like, how the final effect was going to be. I just had to use my imagination for where the orange and white would be at that point. But I gotta tell you, that yellow on black, it just made it so easy to look at those stripes and see that it was going to be artistically pleasing. Okay, so if you are still with me at this point, I want to thank you. If you are new to this channel, I would like to kind of point out how my videos work. So first we have the work in progresses, and this will go over how I made the build specifically. And then after this video, we will have the showcase, and that goes over all the pictures that I took for this project, and it's kind of like a slideshow with a little bit of music behind it. After that, we do have the talk story. Now this is where most people will tune into my channel, is for the talk story, and it kind of goes over what my thinking was behind this project, where I got my ideas from, any kind of complications or pitfalls I had during the build. I'll go over what paints I used and just general thinking behind the kit. And now I gotta say, that is my more popular videos, so that is kind of how this channel works. First you have the work in progresses, and that's going to be for the people that want to see how I actually do it and the process of me building it. And then again we have our showcase that shows the pictures, and then our talk story, and that I would say is where I get most of my views, is from the talk story. So if you guys tune in to my channel, I hope you guys enjoy, and I just wanted to give you a little heads up of what is coming next. And lastly, to save you guys from all my incessant chatter, I'm going to go ahead and play some music. You guys can watch what I do and the process on how I do it. Throughout this video you will hear me pop in and out and narrate the important parts, but until then, just enjoy this music and sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Okay, so I'm going to cut in here and just tell you that I'm going to put these side by side like this so you can watch them. I have a lot of footage. I don't want to do it one by one. This will cut down on some time for you guys. If you want to watch it again, you can watch both pieces separately. That's fine with me. It gives me more watch hours, and I like that. Now, what I'm doing here is pre-shading, and I'm going to do that for all the yellow pieces here. And then we'll move on to actually painting the white and then the orange. Okay, let me interrupt the video right here and just say I don't normally do my work in progresses like this. I know that this is a lot of footage that I'm putting up. However, I take a lot of footage for all my projects, and I just gotta say for this project, I feel like it'd be a waste if I just threw it away, only because this project is so unique. And I put a lot of thought into where the white goes on this project and then how to wrap the orange around it. So I thought it would be pretty interesting to see it. And I hope you guys stick through it. I know if you want to skip it, you can. It's a lot of footage. However, I just want to go ahead and put this on the internet for it to stay, because I don't mind coming back to some of my videos and watching how I did stuff. So I think it's pretty cool to document this. I'm sorry it's a lot of footage. However, it's there if you want to watch it. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's continue to see how I put the colors on this Gouf. The plan that I had for the white was to keep it concentrated in the areas that I wanted it, and then I expanded it past those areas so that way I could wrap the orange around it. Later in the video, you'll see how I lay the orange down and how I smoothly transition it into the white. while sitting around and working on my other Gundam projects, I was really thinking about how I was going to get the color to look right on this Gouf custom, and I'm really happy I chose the yellow primer that I did, because it really brightens up that white and orange, and it has a nice transition effect as well. I love the yellow primer. So now that I picked a primer color that enhances both the main tiger colors, I can move on to the white and the orange. The white was super easy because it's just Tamiya 100% white, and then I had to struggle for a few days to figure out how to get this orange, because orange on a tiger, it's not just one color. It's light, it's dark, it transitions into the white with a little bit of the yellow, so I had to get that color perfect. And to tell you the truth, I was actually really scared to make this color. It's 100% custom, and if I get it wrong, I wasted a lot of time with this project. So needless to say, it had to be 100% perfect, and after all is said and done, it came out, I think, perfect. So I'm really happy with the way the orange came out, and the way that I did it was orange from Tamiya, then I added clear red, and that was enough to make it like fiery orange and make it pop. And then after that, I added just the littlest amount of red brown that you could, just to darken it up and make that orange a little bit edgy. And when I put that orange with the brown on the parts that have been pre-shaded in black, well, then it looked pretty good. And those orange parts became like that orange brown, really nice. And that's what you see on a tiger, is that orange brown to bright orange to the fading into the white. It was awesome. So the last thing to really pull this project together is how that orange blends in with the white. That is so important for those two colors to get along well and transition into each other, because if you just had white right next to orange and there was no transition, it would be so jarring to the eye. So that's where you really have to blend it. So in the main pieces of the orange where it didn't blend, you just go heavy on the orange in those spots, and then also to cover up that pre-shading, the black, you had to go heavy on that as well. And then you just give it a light little dusting where that orange edge meets the white, and you just keep doing light little passes until you're satisfied with the effect. So closer that you get to the white, you want it to be very light passes, and then as you get closer to the orange, you want it to make it a little bit heavier. And then there you have it. You have a smooth transition from white to orange.
here are the tiger pieces all painted up. They have been given a few hours to dry, so I'm going to go ahead and take the masking off. So I have taken the masking tape of some of the pieces. There is a little bit of the height difference in the paint levels because that's what happens when you do mask and then you put a primer on. It is a bit thick, so I'm going to have to smooth those out or just hit it with the top coat and be a little more generous with the top coat. So let's go ahead and grab one of these pieces and see how it comes out.
So as you can see here, after I took the tape off, the black stripes do have a little bit of the yellow primer that's seeped underneath the tape. So I'm going to have to take a paintbrush and some black paint and fix that. I noticed that all the pieces had this problem, so that meant I had to go back and paint all the stripes black. That took me about 2 to 3 days to complete, and instead of just hitting the yellow parts on the black, I went ahead and painted the entire stripe because one black was primer and one black was from Tamiya, so I didn't want there to be a two-tone color of black, so I just went ahead and painted all the stripes again. It was a lot of work, but you know what? It was totally worth it in the end. Last but not least, I went in with hand painting, and so I did all the vents in a gunmetal, and then one thing you didn't see with this kit is that I top coated the tiger colors with a matte top coat. And so after I did that, I decided I wanted the gold to be gloss, so I went in with the brush and I just brushed on all that gloss. Alright, so I know that this video is a little bit different of a format than I usually do. I usually don't show pieces side by side getting worked on at the same time. Like I said earlier, I just didn't want to throw away the footage because I had a lot of footage for this video. Okay, so next up will be our showcased, where I showcase all the pictures. And then after that, we're going to do the talk story, so I'll go in a little more detail and explain kind of my concept of this build, what I was thinking behind it, how I did it, what paints I used, and things like that. So if you like this video, go ahead and comment on it. If you have any questions, I'll go ahead and answer them in the comment section. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that button, and then subscribe because you want to go on this journey with us and see more amazing builds. And until next time, I hope you don't feel that neglected now.